What's going on, Airsofters? This is Deranged Professor, and today I'm going to help you out with a little bit of a Masada trick. Recently, a lot of people have been messaging the Deranged Airsoft page asking for help with their Masada barrels, as there are not quite so many Masadas out there anymore, and accessories. A lot of people are buying secondhand barrels from people and then putting them in their gun and not getting the good performance that they want to get out of them. The biggest issue with these is making sure that this barrel is locked down into your trunnion, which is in the upper receiver, this part here, and then they're tight and secure. And I'm going to show you what the first part of this is and what you need to do first when you get that new barrel. So a lot of people have been buying new barrels for their Masadas from other people who are selling used ones. Or they're buying a whole gun and then taking parts off of it and putting it onto theirs. And that was the whole point of the Masada, was so that you could quickly change between your 14.5 inch to an 11.5 inch, and then later on the 18.5 inch. So, but there is some problems with them, and you have to kind of get it tweaked for your gun depending. So here I have two barrels. These are both PTS Masada barrels. This one, actually, this one here, this black one, is from the SV series of Masadas, so like their sport line. This one is from the Pro line series, and then I have some that are from the actual original series. Now, this barrel, when I first got it, would not work in anything other than the SV model trunnion, and you can tell that it's the SV model because it's black and not gray like what comes in the Pro line. This one I've already taken off this piece here for demonstration. So it would always annoy me, like, because I would only be able to use it in the SV trunnion. So what you want to do when you first get that barrel is when you put it in your gun, see if it ratchets down nice and tight. And when you ratchet it down, it should lock in here, and this should not wiggle at all. If you feel any play like this, you hear that, or it moves a little bit when this is all tightened down as far as you can go, then you have a problem, and you need to adjust it for your Masada. The easiest way to do that is you have to disassemble the barrel. You need to take off the gas block. There's two screws on it, 3mm hex key screws, and a punch pin that you need a roll pin that you need to punch out. And then there's a little metal spring clip that looks like this. It sits in this groove. You need to slide that out, and then once you do it, all of these pieces are going to come out. You're going to get this piece, which is the actual locking mechanism. You're going to have this piece that's going to come out, and you're also going to have this whole fake piston rod that's going to come out. All of those are the pieces of the barrel, and you're going to be left with what looks like this. Now, the way that this barrel works is you can see this groove here. Let me see if I can get the light position right there. That groove, that little half moon shape, has to line up perfectly with this half moon shape here. And when the two lock together, it's in there nice and tight. And it does have some wiggle room. That's where the ratchet system comes into play. So when the first thing you want to do is take the barrel all the way down to this, get rid of the whole inner barrel, all that crap. Just get it out. Make sure that you can get this locked down in. You're going to drop this in first, make sure the groove matches, and then you're going to take this piece here. Now this piece lines up your gas block in the upper part of the barrel, and you'll see on this side it has these little grooves and notches that stick out, and the back side is flat. That flat surface goes against the against the trunnion, and these grooves go forward, and it has a hole that matches up nice with a spot in there, and it should sit nice and flush up against that trunnion, just like that. That's step one. Once you have that, then take your ratchet and stick it on here, and you tighten it down. Now each one of these is going to turn differently. Like this is the SV one, and like right now, you hear that? That's really loose, forward and backward. So this isn't going to give you terrible performance because it's not in there tight. So you take the ratchet off, and man, it's on there tight. Okay, and what you can try is a shim. This is just a regular barrel shim. You can slide that in between the two there, and then try it again and see if that helps. Make sure everything's in there nice and tight. And boom, done. Now notice that it's not lined up straight in there, and that is something that does kind of bug some people about it. Not everyone, but that is in there tight, and that barrel is not wiggling in there at all. That's step one done. When you get a new barrel, you really, if you're after all the performance you can get out of them, you have to do this to them first. You have to make sure that it is secured nice and tight into that trunnion, or else you're going to start getting all these weird things happening, and you need to eliminate some variables. So for me, with my Masadas, I know I have a 14.5-inch barrel, I have an 11.5-inch barrel for each of my guns, and I know which one goes with which. So that way when I drop it in there, it locks in nice and tight. And this is step one of troubleshooting a really bad shooting new barrel that you got, is to make sure that it is locked in there and that it's not going anywhere. Now for me, I don't really like this position of this one, so what I would do is, if I have other barrels to scavenge, which I do, I might look for a different lock that sits in there and tightens it up and sits a little bit more in that center position, and this one does, and that is in there tight. So I hope this helps. Definitely you need to start here if you're having a new barrel, that even if you bought a brand new one and you're still getting weird shots, start here. Make sure that it's locking in nice and tight and that this barrel isn't going anywhere. And you can do an easy test to see if it's locked in here before having to dismantle everything. Basically, you remove this part, because what this does is it puts pressure on the back and the forward part of your gas block, which is here, this piece. And when that does, it actually pushes your barrel down, and it kind of gives you this false sense that it's really locked in. So remove this piece here first. You basically pull it back like that, and then it'll come up out, and do this test. And if that works, then it's locked in just like that, then that's one thing that you've eliminated. Okay? But if it's still wobbling around with that removed, you need to add some shims right where I showed you, between this piece and between your locking nut, and then secure it down. All right, so let me know if this video has helped, what you thought, and I hope it helps you Masada owners out there who are trying to now add new barrels to your Masadas that are new to you and have been used by other people. So let me know if you need anything else and what other videos you would like to see. If there's more Masada videos out there that you would like to see, I'll do my best to help you out. All right, this is Deranged Professor, and I'll see you guys out on the battlefield.